Okay, welcome. Welcome for another broadcast of Entrepreneurs on Fire. This is a series devoted to entrepreneurs who are thriving during the most challenging time ever. For those of you that I don't know, my name is Patricia Cimino. I am a certified coach and the creator of a program called Results, Not Regrets, where I help people build their inner confidence so they can go after their personal and professional goals now, not someday off in the future. Hi, Dathel. Welcome. So we are broadcasting to Facebook, a couple different places on Facebook, and to YouTube. And wherever you're streaming in from, please say hello, as Dathel just did. And we will get the show on the road here. So this week, I've been highlighting different entrepreneurs that I've been working with that have radically shifted and changed as this pandemic has been going on, and their businesses have been thriving. So I wanted to let them share their journeys with you. And today we are with Dina Villis-Mancillas, and Dina and I I wouldn't say related. I guess all of us Greeks and Italians, we all think we're related to each other, but Dina is a cousin of my cousin. And Dina and I started working together, and I'm going to introduce Dina and let her I want you to introduce your business and just share what it is that you do, Dina. Welcome.
So good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Dina Mancillas, and I do a couple things. I'm a court reporter, a court stenographer, but I also have my own business that I run, and it's Monate Global, which you'll probably see, like you could see it on my shirt, Monate. Monate stands for Modern Nature, and it is basically about hair and skin. So a little Venezuelan family, long time ago in 2014, launched this company. But before that, they had this vision for an all natural-based product line for hair that actually works. I don't know about you girls or guys, but I've used organic products, and they've never, ever worked for me for years. This is the first product line that actually targets the follicles of your scalp and really gets your scalp into a healthy condition so that your hair can thrive. It actually repairs the hair. It is the only anti-aging hair care product line in the world, and it is now #1. And we have a skincare line too that we just launched in the fall. So basically that's a lot of what I do is promoting that product line. It's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Dina operates as an independent contractor, basically. She's a direct selling consultant. And Dina, I just want to share where you were before we started working together. What was your career? I know you've got your court reporting business that is your own business as well. So you've got that going, but where were you on your journey with this product line before we started working together?
Oh boy. So before I started working with Patty, I thought, first of all, I'd never wanted to sell this stuff. I just loved the product. And I remember my friend Amy telling me, you should really consider selling it. And she's doing really well, by the way. And I thought, no way, I don't want to sell. I'm like, I'm so not into that. I don't want to do that. And I fought it for a while. And then everybody started noticing my hair. People that I've known for 30 years, they're like, what are you doing with your hair? Because we'd be in Chicago here, and we're like fighting humidity and sleet and snow and wind and rain pelting my hair, and it still looked beautiful. So it stirred up a lot of curiosity. And so I was kind of funneling everybody to Amy. And then she just said, you're just an idiot for not wanting to do this, because look at all these people you're attracting. So the joy for me really comes from giving the joy to everybody else. But where I was before Patty was I jumped into this not knowing what the heck I was doing. And
into what?
Into Monate, into it. And I became a market partner. So I became a distributor for them. I had so much to learn, but I was all over the road, and I didn't really know how to control my squirrel brain. You know, they talk about squirrel brain. That's kind of what I had. And I had a lot going on with my mom. My mom is suffering from Alzheimer's. So I had a lot of very different forces in my life that were pulling me in all different kinds of directions. And I didn't know how to control it. I just didn't.
So what made you decide to want to get help outside of just DIYing all this?
So I will tell you that, just like Lisa, you had Lisa on a couple days ago. She talked about how she had done therapy. Well, I went through a divorce, and we had therapy together. We had a wonderful therapist, and she had actually done sessions with me by myself, and she was wonderful. And she kind of, helped me with my emotional stuff. But I never really walked out of there with something solid, something tangible that mentally I could use to combat what's going on in my brain. And I just thought, well, okay, that's great, but this is not helping me when I'm away from you. I mean, if I could carry you with me 24 hours a day so you can whisper in my ear how to handle this, but of course that's not how it works. And then I watched you, I saw you, because as you know, you're Dina's cousin. So I was kind of watching you, and I never knew that you had gotten into coaching. I knew you were always a phenomenal person. I always knew about you and your family. Your brother and sister are just as remarkable as you are. But I saw what you were doing, and I wish I could remember which post it was, Patty. I should have saved it, because there was one that just drew me to you, and I thought, you know what, pay attention. I just heard like God's voice saying to me, pay attention, pay attention. And I thought, okay. So then I started watching you some more, and I really felt just like a pull, like a physical pull toward you. And then that's when I reached out to you, thinking, you know what, this may be something that I need. And then the
Yeah.
kind of started with you and me.
Yeah. And so what do you think was the biggest challenge that you had to get over, or that you grew from that whole coaching experience and that program, the program Results Not Regrets?
Sure. I will tell you that the number one battle in my mind is really taking control of my brain, becoming the CEO of my brain, as you have taught me. What I suffered from really was the messages that I was telling myself for 51 years. And they were not nice messages, whether it stemmed from childhood, whether it stemmed from experiences in life, people who just were mean. And I always I had this, and maybe you folks out there suffer with this too, but someone gets mad at you and you automatically assume it's your fault, and you take on all of the blame, and you're like, what did I do? How can I make this better? And now I'm completely different. If I know in my heart I've done nothing wrong, or we can approach it and discuss it, I'm more diplomatic and also very objective, because I'm also very much kinder to myself. So, because sometimes my friends would tell me through the years, like, why are you saying you're sorry? You did nothing wrong. And that was very true. I just blamed myself. And then the messages up here would just play like nonstop. And I needed to learn more about my brain and how to do this. Because people would be like, just think positive, think positively. I'm like, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I change this into positive? I don't know how to do that. I never learned how to do that until I met Patty.
Yeah, that's so cool that you just mentioned that, because a lot of people think that that's my message, just think positive. And it's real. There's really so much more to it that it's, you could think positive till you're blue in the face, but if you don't believe what you're thinking, you're never going to actually believe it. So it's like positive mantras and affirmations are great if you believe them. And so in the work that I do with my clients, like you, we really learn what is it that you really are thinking and believing about yourself. Even when you're trying to tell yourself the positive thing, there's something that's happening underneath that you're actually listening to more than what you're saying. And so getting a hold of what that is at that subconscious level, what you're saying to yourself, because that's where the show is being run, right? So that's where everything needs to change. So it's great that you just mentioned that, because you can say positive affirmations, but you need to believe them. That's the key.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think was the biggest turning point? What was your biggest aha that actually then affected like your business and things that you were trying to do with your life?
Oh, great question. I will tell you, there's a tool that you taught me, and that tool, when when you put it on paper, and that model that you showed me, and that we
self-coaching model,
the self-coaching model, when when Patty so I was really struggling with things. And so I didn't know what she was doing. She didn't give me a heads up, like, we're going to try this. She just put it on the white paper, her board behind her. And we did the model. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with the model, but this model changed my life.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching in the audience, you're not familiar with what she's talking about. It's just like a formula for how to be proactive with how you want to think. And so that's what she's referring to in this moment. Because a lot of times we don't. We're on default. We're just listening to our chatter.
Right. And coming to grips with the notion that I actually have control of my thoughts. Number one, it was frightening because I thought, oh boy, I don't know if I could do this. I can't do that. I can't change it. But now I've learned that I can, and it does take practice. And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes the process just hurts because you do have to dig deep to find out why you're thinking what you're thinking, why you're playing those messages in your brain. So the model went up with one scenario, and then Patty did the other side with a different scenario because I changed my thought. And that was the biggest aha moment for me because I felt my whole body, I felt when we were going through what I was feeling, like this crappy feeling, and it transformed literally before my eyes. I literally screamed at her. I said, oh my God. I said, Patty, remember that day? I'll never forget that day. I said, holy cow. I was just so shocked by the change in my mind and in my whole body. I felt it. It was amazing.
Yeah. And then once you started employing it, how did that affect your business? Because things started to shift for you.
Yeah, things shifted greatly for me because the messages of I'll never be like her, I'll never get that rank, I'll never achieve success, I'm not good enough, all that was stopped. And so when I was taking control of my brain and stopping those thoughts and changing that around, literally using that model, because I have to use the model. I am the type of person, I have to get it on paper and really just do the exercise because that's for me, for my brain. My brain needs that. And it works. It definitely works. And so what started happening was I just went into my business and reached out to people and with the mindset knowing I can do this. And Patty will tell you, I was signing up people like 7, 8 people a week since I made that shift. And it's just been amazing. It's just been amazing. And I think that people also have messaged me and said that they've seen this transformation in my life. Actually, I think one of my friends maybe has signed up with you, Patty. She was asking me a lot of questions about the process with you. And I said, if you want to make an investment in yourself, this is what you should be doing. The greatest thing. So, but I've been attracting now what my thoughts are in my brain. So the results I'm getting are as a result of my feeding my brain and taking control of these thoughts the right way so that I can embrace the results that come my way and enjoy them. That's literally what's been happening.
That's so great. So Dina has been working with me and she has been using the different strategies that I've been sharing with her and she's been practicing them. And then the pandemic comes along and just share with the audience how you pivoted and shifted during that time. But for you, how you were conducting your business and what you were believing now because you had these tools to go on and believe. So share a little bit about that.
So with regard to my court reporting business, which was my main source of income, that was very scary. But I knew that the circumstance was what it was, and I had to really embrace a thought process to handle this circumstance differently. And so I just chose to not worry. And I chose, as Patty has taught me, to stay in the moment and to stay in today. And even scripturally speaking, from a Christian perspective, because I have a deep faith, that's even very scriptural, because you don't want to go thinking way ahead and worrying about tomorrow, right? That's so common. Like, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to take care of itself. this kind of falls in the same line of thinking. So I had to keep my brain in check and just process what was happening. But I also had my Monat business, and the beauty of Monat is I can do it virtually, and that was such a plus. I did used to bring, I had a borrowing basket with a bunch of products that people could try, and I would let them have it for 2 weeks. That came to a sudden halt. I had people lined up that wanted to use the basket, but for the most part, really, I just put myself out there more on social media and talk to people and ask them what they were looking for with regard to their hair and what problems they were having. And I was doing giveaways, and I actually am going to do a giveaway very soon again. And so, and those giveaways have produced clients, have produced customers for me. So I'm very fortunate that I have Monat in my life, because it really helped carry some of the stress of finances. But I will also tell you this, I've been very faithful to God and financially giving to God, and He has given me back 100-fold. I mean, I bought a Harley, my dream bike in the middle of the pandemic. I never thought I would ever have a Harley, but you know what? I started believing that I would get my bike somehow, some way, but I didn't want to pay full price for it. So I waited and I waited, and this perfect bike came in, and now I have my beautiful Harley Fat Boy to ride. So
with the boy hair and the wind.
So, it's all about, definitely, when people say it's all about mindset, I know people get sick of that and they're like, okay, it's all about mindset, but there is strategies to this taking control of your mind, and it's work. It's definitely work, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch your journey and to watch you change and evolve and really come into your own space. Before, when we first started, it was a lot of all or nothing thinking that was going on. And what I mean by that is like either all really bad or all really good, right? So
Right.
A lot of times, though, we get trapped in the all really bad. So it was a lot of, shifting some of those internal beliefs that were going on with you, Dina. And once you got that, you just started to, the trajectory of your life kind of shifted and changed. So it's been really fun to watch that. And to watch you, just explode as an entrepreneur, because, people are gravitating to this energy that you have because you're believing something different about yourself.
Correct.
So
that's very perfectly said, actually. I couldn't better. That's really the bottom line of it all. That, and it just gets better and better.
That's awesome.
The tools are key, and the exercising of your brain is key.
Yeah. And what would you say about because there's so many self-help books and there's so many podcasts you can listen to. What made the difference between listening to all that stuff and actually having someone mentor you and coach you?
Huge difference. Oh my gosh. So true. Oh dear Lord. They don't come close to the actual one-on-one.
And why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because you're focusing on my brain. You're not making generalities. And the self-help books, I don't want to knock them. They're great. They're great. But if you really, really want to change your mind and the messages that you are playing for yourself, and to get out of that rut of the same thing every day and listening to the same garbage every day, where it's bringing you down and it's making you so unhappy and robbing you of your joy and your peace, you have to go through the exercises with someone who's trained like yourself. Because if I were to give you my steno machine and said, hey, Patty, go cover that trial tomorrow, starts at 9, here's the machine, go ahead, go for it. You're not gonna be able to do that. You can't. We can't either. A self-help book is great. On paper, it's wonderful. It's, you can read it, and a lot of stuff does resonate. But to do the work, you need a surgeon like Patty, who's going to go in.
A surgeon.
Really, like, you're just going to go in there.
That's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah, you're going to surgically remove what's going on in there, tweak it and change it, and then sew me back up. And I'm now, I got the tools in my brain now to take control of it and to really change this horrible 51 years I've been living, but these messages have been playing in my brain for years. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so fascinating. Once you do make those shifts and changes, you never want to go back to the way you were before. That's for sure.
And I couldn't have done it.
Why would you? Why would you, right? So one thing that I like to say is that I love podcasts and I love books, but the one thing is that they don't talk back to you. They can't speak back to you. So that's the bottom line. So Dina, where can people find out more about you as far as your Monet business? Where can they find you online, offline? Do you have anything coming up that you want to mention to the audience before we sign off?
Well, I do have a website, and we can put it down below, but I also have, you can look for me on Facebook. My name is Dina Villis-Mancillas. I went through a divorce and I haven't gotten rid of the Mancillas yet, but it's Dina, Villis-Mancillas. And then I can add you to my Facebook group from Monate. It's actually called Maine Attraction, MANE Attraction Monate with Dina. That's my group, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on in there, a lot of information in there, and my giveaways. So
yeah,
the product, you can totally can put you in there and add your name to a drawing, and people have loved it so far. No one has returned a product.
They are wonderful products. They are fabulous products.
They're really awesome. So, and they last a long, long time. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, gosh, Dina, thank you so much for being on the broadcast. Thank you, Dathel and Mate, for jumping on. And Mom, thanks for being here too. Thank you all for tuning in. And for any of you who are interested in learning more about Dina, she just gave that, and I will put her website in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about what the heck Results Not Regrets is, feel free to reach me, send me a message from whatever platform you're watching this from. I will be back here tomorrow with Kelly Hartford, another interview with another entrepreneur that's on fire. Thank you so much and have an amazing day. Thank you, Dina, for being here.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.